Great, now that we're loose. Hey Fash fam, thank you for joining me for today's video. This channel is all about creating style without boundaries. If that resonates with you at all, go ahead and subscribe. I think you're going to like it here. Today's video is very informal. It was inspired by a purchase that I made quite recently, and it got me to thinking that this is how I think I should be shopping. Shopping intentionally for those pieces that really are going to add something meaningful to my closet. So that being said, today's video is all going to be about my Christmas wish list for designer archive fashion. While I use the word archive, none of the pieces I'm going to mention on today's list are old. Some of them are actually available today. These are pieces that could go into the archive, be pulled out, in years to come, and still feel just as incredible as they did when they were new. So the purchase that inspired this video was the Attico Rona cardigan. I've been on the hunt for this cardigan for the better part of a year, and when I tell you it was not available, it was not available. But I did manage to locate it on a secondhand, on a resale shop, and I had to just take the plunge. I mulled it over for several weeks, and then I just was like, you just gotta go for it. I know that there will be people that say that this is a bad purchase as it doesn't feel very timeless. I would respond to that by saying, quiet luxury / like classic pieces really aren't my thing. I tend to gravitate towards more statement pieces. And when I say statement piece, I don't mean that everything I wear has to be loud and clashing, but even like my sweater, for example, today, I consider this to be a statement sweater. It's got a ladder design, it's mohair, and it's brushed so that it actually has texture and some loose looking fibers, if you will. This to me was more attractive than a traditional merino wool sweater in black because there are design elements that I like. When I look at the Rona cardigan, it is over the top, but I don't think it's something that feels particularly trendy. It doesn't really feel like it belongs to any specific period of time, and that is why I think it'll be something that will serve me well. It is so irreverent and over the top that, in my opinion, it really defies a trend cycle or a trend lifespan because it's cool today, and I think in 20 years, people will still look at it and go, that it's cool. So I've got everything here on my phone. There is no particular order to the list, so without any further hesitation, let's go ahead and get right into this list. First up, we have the Rick Owens pusher pants. While I would not consider myself to be a Rick Owens boy in the traditional sense, like I'm not a person who aspires to dress in head-to-toe Rick, and I don't always keep up with the collections, but what I really appreciate about Rick Owens is his commitment to his own personal aesthetic and his own personal world. Regardless of what anyone says, whatever is trending, Rick's gonna do Rick. But also, I always appreciate the details that he incorporates into his design. Be that exaggerated and very prominent zippers, extra long drawstrings on trousers, pants that intentionally pull on the ground, billowing silhouettes, pockets on pockets on pockets on pockets, beautiful iridescent finishes. I could go on and on and on, but that is what draws me into Rick Owens. And the pusher pant I quite like as a really fresh take on a breakaway pant. When I see these, I don't think about someone getting ready to go onto a basketball court and shoot some hoops. I really see a very, very stylish, very elevated, yet casual pant. Plus, I think I just have like a penchant for breakaway pants, as I do own a pair of breakaway pants from Adidas that I got from Barney's several years ago. If they are too similar to my Adidas pants, I wouldn't be opposed to substituting out the pusher pant for the Belas cargo, as I really love the silhouette of those. They're nice and full, nice and wide. They just look fantastic. Keeping things on the Rick Owens train, let's talk about this Rick Owens Montclair Radiance Convertible Puffer Jacket. This jacket is a work of art. Even to this day, I am surprised at what these designers are able to do with a puffer jacket. When I think of a puffer jacket, I think of something very practical and very bulky that is supposed to keep you warm. Yet this looks like a sunburst. The exaggerated sleeves, the funnel collar. This piece is incredible. And since you're going to be shelling out a bunch of money, it is nice that it is convertible, so you get more styling options than just the one way to wear it, which is always a good thing. I can see myself styling this jacket in like 5 or 6 different ways. Most of my closet is black, so if I wanted this jacket, it would really integrate quite seamlessly. Last thing for Rick Owens is this Spring Summer 17 Walrus Sunray Radiance blazer. I actually got the opportunity to see this jacket in person when I was in Soho several years back. I was a broke college student, so all I could do was look. This jacket is fantastic. And while Rick Owens doesn't necessarily come to mind when I think of tailoring, I really think that this is probably one of the most perfect blazers I've ever seen. It's got a beautifully streamlined silhouette, no dramatic shoulders, slightly more fitted through the body, a beautiful shawl collar, but then that embroidery just takes it to the next level where, yes, it feels wearable for every day, but it also feels very, very, very much like an art piece. If I'm ever able to get my hands on this, I know the younger me would be over the moon. Moving on to a pair of denim jeans. This pair is designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and it is the low-rise denim fishtail jeans. I actually saw these on Carolyn Gray maybe a year ago or so. I can't remember exactly what the timing was, and I was like, wow, what an interesting pair of jeans. You've got a mid-rise jean, slightly more fitted leg. It's like a cigarette leg, if you will. But then you've got this fishtail denim skirt layered over top. The waistband of the skirt sits slightly lower on the butt and then just gently grazes the ground. I wouldn't even think of something like this being done in denim. I could think of it in, a traditional wool, a silk satin. Never did I think about denim being done like this. These jeans are incredible. And what I love even more is that they don't need much to make a great outfit. A basic white t-shirt, pair of silver sneakers, sunglasses, and you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else, just let the jeans shine. Even if they're a piece that I didn't wear a ton, I would keep them forever because they are such an art piece, and Jean-Paul Gaultier, just, to me, always has such interesting design. The fact that these are available now, the only thing that's kept me from pulling the trigger is that I think I would probably benefit from a size 28 over a size 27, even though I wear a size 27 in most of my pants. I'm just not sure that they would quite fit me. So if I can get my hands on a larger size, I think I would be willing to pull the trigger. If I'm not able to make the Jean-Paul Gaultier jeans work out, I wouldn't be mad if I substituted those out and did this indigo and blue layered Levi's edition jeans. When I tell you these jeans are like a Frankenstein in the best possible way. I love it. I love it. The Junya Watanabe are more expensive, but still, if they were the option that I ended up going with, I would be equally as happy. Speaking of Junya Watanabe, I saw this patchwork pair of jeans while shopping at Jones Shop a couple of weeks back, and at first I was pretty confused by the jeans. I think I was thrown off by the length of them because I just kept thinking, they just look short in an awkward way. But once I realized they were meant to be a Capri style, everything suddenly clicked for me and I was like, that's how you wear them. If it was me and I were to purchase these, I would style them in a manner similar to Noctis from Final Fantasy XVI. He's got on a Capri pant and then he's got a tall combat boot on. I actually think that styling it in that way would make everything look quite intentional. So instead of thinking, oh wow, his pants are really short, you think, oh, the short pants really allow for the combat boot to shine and have a moment. Plus you don't have to worry about tucking anything in. I mean, these jeans are really incredible. Patches of leather and sequins, some distressed, some nice and smooth. They really, just like the other pair of Junya Watanabe pants, are Frankenstein in the best way. Moving things right along, a brand that was new to me that I discovered on Instagram through some street photography. This brand is called Orimi, and it is designed by Kenta Orimi, who actually worked as a vintage buyer and in planning and operations. First thing that caught my attention was a pair of jeans, and I know you're like, dude, enough jeans, but these Orimi jeans almost look like a skirt, but they've got such an incredible architectural element in that they overlap and the top layer juts out at a very sharp angle, which, have you ever seen pants that do that? I can't say that I have before this. And for the level of design, when you compare it to like Junya Watanabe and other brands, they're actually quite affordable. I'm biding my time, but I think I'm probably just going to order these sooner rather than later because I need them in my life. Again, for me, I like things that are irreverent and statement making, and this is something that to me falls outside of the trend cycle. So I don't ever feel like when I put these on, I'll feel dated. My love for Orimi doesn't stop at just the pair of jeans. There also is a double-breasted Napoleon coat in this beautiful taupe color. Listen, you guys know that I'm a hoe for a good piece of outerwear. I am a coat collector through and through. Personally, I really like the way I look in that third layer, and a good structured coat just always ups my outfits just another level. For one, I actually like the fact that the coat isn't black, but it's not brown, it's not white, it's a taupe color, so I can really get away with it in multiple outfits because taupe is really, to me, a universal color. You know, it goes well with black and white, but then you can also wear it with earth tones and not feel like disharmonious. I also love a coat that has We also love the fact that this coat is 100% natural fibers, 90% wool, 10% cashmere. That, to me, makes it rise in the ranks of desirability because I don't want plastic. Last pair of jeans, I think, is from a Korean brand called Leger, and Leger has these double slash jeans that almost look like you've been photoshopped, where the jeans are cut on a diagonal, and it makes your eyes go, wait, hold on, what's going on? I love a wearable art piece. I love the deep indigo wash. There really isn't much more to say in that there really is no other piece of denim that looks like this, and I love how unique Leger's designs are, so I'd love to have a pair of jeans like this. Moving right along, I'd like to have this Mugler cutout trench coat. While I can't say that Mugler is a brand that I totally see myself in, the parts of Mugler that really speak to me are the theatricality, the fantasy. Mugler is always going to do something that makes you do a double take. And that is what I love. And I love that Mugler took one of the most traditional items, which is a trench coat, and with just a very simple design update, created something that felt completely fresh and completely new. This coat is only good for warm weather. I understand that. But I love the extra long length, and I love the fact that if you wear the trench coat, you actually get to give a moment to the pieces underneath. You can create really interesting color combinations. Plus, I can justify this because I already have a very traditional trench coat from Burberry, which if I need something that's purely practical and just pared down, I've got that. But if I have my way, I would love for my first Mugler piece to be this trench coat because this trench coat is phenomenal. We're gonna keep the theme of cutouts going. Peter Doe had a faux leather backless coat. Listen, I'm not even a really big fan of faux leather. I tend to really want genuine leather, 10 times out of 10, but when I tell you that this coat is so sickening, it is fantastic. One, we love the length of this coat. It hits right below the knee, so that is the right length for me. But two, it also has that signature detail that Peter Doe is known for, where the cutout is lined with a beautiful shirting fabric that just creates a nice juxtaposition between the harsh black faux leather, where you've got this softer, more delicate shirting fabric kind of peeking out along the cutout. I also like that the jacket belts in the back, which just gives a little bit of the figure back instead of just being overwhelmed by the coat. I love this piece. Moving on to some accessories. First up is a pair of glasses. Gentle Monster and Dijer collaborated, and when I tell you that I'm such a sucker because I had the opportunity to buy these glasses and I missed out, and they were a reasonable price. Reasonable price. They're so much more expensive now. If you followed me for any length of time, you guys know how partial I am to Gentle Monster. If I had to say, it's one of my favorite eyewear brands, if not my absolute favorite eyewear brands. I have purchased a total of 3 sunglasses from them, lost one, so we're at a net total of 2 at this point. They did these pierced frames. This is such a beautiful piece of eyewear. Well, I'll admit that I try not to wear eyeglasses as much as possible. These are the perfect accessory. They are so beautiful and they're so dramatic. I love the oval frames with the beautiful crystals framing the face. It's giving Office Siren, but in the best way possible. I am so mad that I missed out on these, but I'm keeping my eyes out. I know that there are a few pairs on Grail, so keeping my eyes out for when they get to a price that I feel comfortable with. Last but not least is probably the most surprising, especially considering that when it comes to handbags, I'm not really a designer handbag person, but there is one particular style that I see, and every time I see it, I fall more in love with it, and that is, I'm gonna read the name so I don't mess it up. It's the Louis Vuitton Silver Monogram Miroir Alma bag. I love this bag. While this bag I would consider to be slightly on the larger side, it is the right size for me as a person who likes more medium-sized bags. I need enough space to store my big-ass phone, sunglasses, and some cosmetics, but it's not too big where it starts to feel like a hobo bag, like a carry-all, where everything just gets lost and you're digging in it forever. But also, it's the silver mirror finish for me. Silver is my favorite metal, and it is one of my favorite neutrals. And when I'm not wearing black, I tend to gravitate towards silver because I really can get away with silver with absolutely everything. I also enjoy the fact that this bag has decent structure, which for me, I do not enjoy a slouchy bag. I like something that holds its shape and has good structure. I just know that when I gallivant off to Paris, I'm probably going to walk into a vintage shop and I will find one, and I know that that is when I will buy it. And that brings us to the end of my list. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. Comment down below which piece was your favorite. But also let me know, because I'm looking to know. Are there any pieces on your wish list that you're considering buying? I know right now with the holiday deals, some of the pieces are a fairly good price. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Bye.